I don't finish snake dreams. Not once. The moment scales flash under moonlight, my body jerks awake, heart hammering, sheets damp, like something warned me to leave before I saw more. For me, that's always felt like a red flag, a door I'm not meant to open. But in my culture, that same dream can mean something entirely different. Today, we're unpacking what it really means to dream about snakes. Not the generic checklist version, but the layered symbolism most videos skip entirely. I'll share why my own snake dreams always cut off early, what that might say about fear versus avoidance, and how the same symbol becomes a sacred calling elsewhere. Every version starts the same: grass, water, or a dim room. Then the snake appears, not attacking, just present, and I already know I have to run. That instinct arrives before any threat does. No bite, no chase, just recognition, like my subconscious flagged something before my conscious mind caught up. In dream psychology, that's worth noticing. A symbol that ends a dream before resolution often isn't about the creature itself, it's about what you're not ready to face. Think of it like a smoke alarm going off in a house with no visible fire. The alarm isn't lying, it's responding to something your senses haven't located yet. For years I assumed that meant snakes equal danger, full stop. But avoidance and warning aren't the same message, even though they feel identical in the moment. A warning says pay attention, something is shifting. Avoidance says don't look, ever. My dreams kept choosing the second option, and I kept believing that was the whole story. It took distance to realize an unfinished snake dream might be less about the snake and more about my own relationship with unresolved change. If your dreams cut off too, ask yourself honestly, is it the symbol you're afraid of, or is it whatever the symbol is standing in for? Across dream traditions, snakes carry one meaning more consistently than any other: transformation. Not gentle growth, the kind that requires leaving something behind completely. A snake doesn't outgrow its skin gradually. It splits it open in one motion and moves on, leaving the old shape behind like it never fit in the first place. That's a strange thing for a nervous system to witness, even in a dream. We're used to change happening slowly. This symbol shows it happening all at once. Picture updating software that's been running for years. Everything looks the same on the surface, until the update forces a restart you didn't schedule and can't undo. That's closer to what a snake dream might represent than bad omen ever could. Something in you has already outgrown its container. The dream is just catching up. This is where context starts to matter more than the symbol alone. Was the snake shedding, coiled and still, moving toward you, or simply crossing your path? A shedding snake often points to a transition already underway, even if you haven't named it yet. A relationship ending, a role you've quietly stopped believing in. A coiled, watchful snake can mean something different: energy held in reserve, a warning to slow down before reacting, rather than an invitation to run. None of these interpretations cancel each other out. They're asking you to notice which posture matched your dream, instead of collapsing every snake into one flat meaning. Quick pause. In the comments, tell me what the snake was doing in your dream. Moving, still, striking, shedding? I read every single one. Here's where my own story gets complicated. In my culture, a recurring snake dream isn't automatically feared. For some, it's read as an invitation. Certain elders I grew up around describe it plainly. The snake returns to those who are meant to heal others, whether they've chosen that path yet or not. It's less a warning and more a summons, they say, the way an apprenticeship might choose you before you understand what you're being trained for. I've watched relatives take that summons seriously, reshaping their lives around it, becoming the person others in our community turn to when something can't be explained medically. I've never felt called that way myself. My version of the dream stays a closed door, not an open one, and I've made peace with that difference. What this taught me is that the same recurring symbol can split into two completely different life paths, depending entirely on how the dreamer receives it. That's not contradiction, it's context. A dream doesn't arrive with a universal instruction manual. It arrives inside a specific life, culture, and history already in progress. So if snakes keep appearing in your sleep, the more useful question isn't, what do snakes mean? It's, what has this dream been trying to get me to notice about myself? Maybe it's fear you haven't named. Maybe it's a skill or responsibility you've been avoiding. Both are valid, neither is universal. Let's get practical, because the details in your dream carry more weight than most people realize. Color, for instance, isn't decoration, it's information. A black snake in dream imagery often points towards something hidden, an emotion or truth you haven't looked at directly, not necessarily anything sinister. A green snake tends to surface around growth already in motion, new opportunities, renewal, sometimes even physical healing your body is quietly working through. A white or pale snake shows up less often, but when it does, it's frequently tied to clarity, arriving after a long stretch of confusion. Now, picture the behavior layered on top. A snake sliding past you without engaging usually points to a situation passing through your life rather than settling into it. A snake striking or chasing you tends to reflect a threat you already sense consciously. Your dream is amplifying a fear you've been managing quietly. And a snake you're holding, or one that stays calm near you, often signals mastery, a fear or challenge you've started to control instead of one controlling you. None of these details are rules carved in stone. They're starting points, prompts to compare against what's actually happening in your waking life right now. The dream isn't speaking a foreign language. It's speaking in the vocabulary of your own experiences, just translated into images instead of words. So what do you actually do with a dream like this once you wake up? Start by writing it down before the details dissolve, which they do fast. Note the snake's color, its movement, where you were, and how your body felt. Tense, calm, frozen. Those physical cues often carry the real message. Then ask what in your waking life mirrors that feeling. Not literally snakes, situations that make you want to freeze, flee, or quietly watch from a distance. For me, that question usually points to something I've been avoiding a conversation about, work I've delayed starting, or a boundary I haven't set yet. You might find something completely different, and that's exactly the point. The symbol is a mirror, not a script everyone reads the same way. If the dream repeats, resist the urge to panic. Repetition usually means the message hasn't landed yet, not that something worse is coming. Instead, treat each return visit as a follow-up appointment. Ask what's changed since the last one, and what still hasn't been addressed. Some people keep a simple dream journal just for recurring symbols, tracking patterns over months, instead of judging one dream in isolation. Patterns tell you more than single moments ever will, whether you're reading dreams, emotions, or anything else that shows up more than once in your life. I still don't finish my snake dreams, and I've stopped needing to. Some doors are allowed to stay shut a little longer, but I no longer assume the door means the same thing for everyone standing in front of it, and that shift has mattered more than any single interpretation. Maybe your snake dream is a warning. Maybe it's the beginning of something you haven't recognized yet. Both can be true, just not for the same person. What matters is that you're paying attention at all, because most people sleep through symbols like this without ever asking what they're for. You already did the harder part just by wondering what your dream meant instead of dismissing it the moment you woke up. That kind of attention is rare, and it's exactly the thing that turns a random dream into something worth actually listening to. If this gave you language for something you've been carrying quietly, subscribe. This channel breaks down signs and symbols like this every week. Like this video if any part of it matched your own experience, even loosely. It helps this reach someone else who needs it too. And drop a comment with your snake dream, color, behavior, feeling, and all. I genuinely read through them and reply where I can. Until the next sign finds you, pay attention to what keeps circling back in your sleep. It's rarely circling back for no reason at all.